The Xbox and Activision Blizzard saga was a rather lengthy one to say the least, but we might have just gotten some news for some pretty big developments within the world of Xbox. So let's break that all down, up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Alright, before we get into today's news, it's been a crazy few days. It was my birthday on Monday, took some time off to relax, and we hit 700 subscribers on that day. So thank you to each and every one of you guys. We're getting closer to 1,000. As it gets closer to that number, it's really starting to set in, so just thank you for that. Alrighty, so I think we covered the whole Activision Blizzard merger at length, especially on this here channel. From the early days of the deal being announced to the war with the FTC, Microsoft has been fighting this never-ending battle. But now the deal is closed, and Xbox was left to put the legwork in and get things moving. And this is all in regards to that mass migration of Activision Blizzard games over to Xbox Gamepass. Now I do gotta say, for the most part, Xbox fans, at least from what I've seen, have been pretty patient on this news. Well, thanks to today's story, we might have just gotten just a little hint as to when this could all really start moving. So the known leaker by the name of XTOS on the Xputers forum was quick to hop on this story. Then Jez Corden from Windows Central's corroborated this very rumor. Now, that original claim from XTOS slated Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, along with the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy and the Spyro Reignited trilogy, will all start to hit Xbox Game Pass starting this August. Quote, the first Activision games will arrive on Game Pass in August. Since the closing of the ABK purchase in October of 2023, we have only received Diablo 4 on Game Pass, and confirmation of Black Ops 6 arriving day 1 on Game Pass in October of 2024. According to our sources and certain graphic evidence, I have been able to find out the arrival window to Game Pass for what appears to be, or one of the first, Activision games coming to Game Pass. The name is Crash Insane Trilogy, and it will land on Game Pass sometime in August. I don't know if it could be played through xCloud. Logically, I'm looking forward to the arrival of Tony Hawk 1+2 and the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which I know are coming very soon, but I cannot guarantee their arrival to the service in that same month. Regarding the arrival of some Call of Duty games, I currently have no information about whether they will arrive in August, or whether we'd have to wait even longer. Now, there is a lot to unpack in that statement without a doubt, but from the looks of things as it stands right now, at the very least, we could be in store for an official Game Pass announcement for Crash in August, which it's good news. And if we refer back to a story we talked about just a few weeks ago, and that's all about Xbox and their large presence at Gamescom, showing off this game hitting Game Pass, or at least the start of this migration, that's some pretty big news to announce. Now, as far as this cadence goes in which Xbox drops these games, it does look like they're gonna slowly drip feed fans titles month to month, which is a pretty smart move on their part. This opens the doors for fans of these titles and Game Pass subscribers to keep coming back to the service to check out what's new on the block. And at the end of the day, Game Pass's model relies on consistent new content being added to the service. And let's be honest, there's a whole lot of games under Activision Blizzard, and releasing all of them at once would be rather dizzying. And let's not forget, we have a ton of new games coming out over the summer, and especially heading into the fall. So by slowly releasing, let's just say 2 to 3 titles a month to Game Pass, this allows gamers the chance to really devote some time to really great titles like the Crash Insane trilogy. And just looking at Xbox's catalog for games, they have a ton of 3D platformers under their belt now. And this is all in Crash, Spyro, Psychonauts, and let's not forget my personal favorite being Banjo-Kazooie. Speaking of, real quick, I'm just gonna kind of insert this story today. Apparently, there's no hopes for a Banjo game anytime soon, at least. It's some bad news I really didn't want to talk about, but hey, that's my job. But I can assume starting with Crash in August, we could possibly be getting Spyro in September. We got Diablo's DLC looking like it's gonna release in October, and Call of Duty is slated for November. So that leaves Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which could drop in December. That's a good few months of games coming out on Game Pass. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. Which of these many titles are you excited to see hit Game Pass? But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.